I'm the first one to do that. I bet you never knew that. Back like a tailbone. Who you got the tail on? If it ain't about me, about whole D, about face. If you ain't on higher, learn it. The soda in the pot and the fire, burn it.
This shit is so dope. You might wanna be my guest. This shit is so dope. You might wanna be my.
Man, have y'all ever tried to record yourselves and then right when it plays, you just don't know what to say? You begin to have butterflies? Believe it or not, this happens to me a lot, especially when I be in my energetic mode and I have so much in my mind to the point where it just stirs up the pot of my brain where I just don't know what to come out with. I don't know what to say. And this mostly because of what I've witnessed when it comes to my reviews. And Black Lagoon is one of them. This anime, oh my God, dude. This is a warning for people who are not comfortable with marijuana or nicotine or any source of drug activity, because you're going to see a lot of this on this review. Black Lagoon is an action-packed anime television series by Madhouse and Funimation Entertainment. The series follows the Lagoon Company, a 4-member team of pirate mercenaries smuggling goods in around the seas of Southwest Asia. The group takes on various jobs, usually involving criminal organizations and resulting in violent gunfights.
Lyricism and they y'all acting such. Am I big yet? Nah, but I'm platinum plus my rapping's tough no matter what. I got the vibes and stuff. Yo, is that enough?
This anime is brutal, man. To be fair, this isn't my first time watching this project. The first time I watched this project is when they released it in the US in the year 2006. I was 16 years old, and me and my cousin, we was in the C2E2 Expo, and it costed more to get in, but it was like a choice. If you was going there just to go there and buy some accessories, then they will give you a ticket for a fair price. But the other ticket, if you was going to watch the Black Lagoon special event, and we did not know what this was, but they was hyping it up for so long because it was in Japan first, and people knew about it. People read the manga. So when they finally released it in the US, that was when my cousin told me that we need to, watch this also. So we spent the money, and it was like over $100 more. But we went there, and we went inside the event. But before we did, man, we realized that there was a few warning signs saying that this is for mature content. People that is like younger than the age of 17 cannot join, and we had to show IDs. So this lady showed up, and she was like one of the one of the security guards, and she wanted our IDs, and we was literally shitting bricks because we was only a year younger. So we showed her the ID, and then she just started snapping, "Oh, you can't come into my account. This is too mature for you." With this annoying, squealing voice. And we was trying to tell her, hey, listen, not that it's the anime series' fault, but we've came across a lot of horrific animes. What can be way worse than this? We have came across a lot of animes that we shouldn't be watching. But she still didn't want us to go through. But thankfully, one of the people that was in charge heard the commotion, and they told her, look, these two, they can make it. They can make it. They already paid for it. And by him doing that, a lot of people was able to go inside that already paid for it. And not only did they had us watch the series, they had the whole complete series, including the second season. But they had collectibles, they had statues and figures and figurines. They went all out on this Black Lagoon event. But I have to be on this lady's side because this anime is not for children at all. I don't give a fuck what y'all have seen, what y'all have witnessed, what y'all came across when it comes to watching anime at a certain age. What is y'all worst anime to watch as a child growing up? Please let me know in the comments. But the reason I'm saying that is because this anime doesn't just show nudity, but it showed a lot of things that younger audiences can pick up on. And by me watching it now as an adult, let's say that there's just more than gunplay, sex, and dialogue that's gonna make you be like, wow, what the fuck? There's a lot of interactions on this anime that I failed to realize as a kid growing up. And by me being in my early 30s now watching this, whew, it was worth the second watch. The anime picks up at a very fair pace, in a pacing where the character development and the dialogue and choreography is very important. Because by a mature anime, when it comes to a lot of things that's going to be added into the table of why it has that mature rating, you're going to have to give us some dialogue with the characters for us to feel the depth of things are going to go out of line. And they have done that well here, especially when they gave us the first character that they're going to show us in the project, which is Rock. Rock is a Japanese businessman, but he is no businessman when it comes to him handling things under pressure. He handles things under pressure with class when it comes to him doing things, of making tough decisions, getting himself out of certain predicaments by luring his way through persuasion, by making you reason with him. We go deep into his character while they show us his little bit of his past tense by showing us his job and how people are walking over him and him being treated like shit, and he just wants the best for himself, to see if he can be strong enough to overcome these challenges that comes before him. And goddamn, be careful what you wish for, because he gets put to the ultimate test when he gets apprehended by these 3 pirates. And man, this is when you really begin to think that maybe he's not really fit for what's gonna happen, because him being in the situation he's in is like an ice cream that's in hell. And man, he was melting quickly. Because when he gets apprehended by these 3 pirates, these 3 smugglers, this is when we begin to know the depth of these characters, when Rock is trying to persuade them 3 to see what's going on, or just trying to make it out alive. And this is when I was beginning to get more attachment ratio of this hostage situation. Like Revy, for example. Revy is the gunslinger mercenary. She is one of the mercenaries that is good with gunplay, and above all, good at doing things in a quick manner. When things get out of line, you can count on her. But goddamn, there were some things about her character that really questions my faith in the whole project of just how she was handling things in a rough manner. But it all warrants out of how she was as a child. Later into the series, they explain how she became who she became by her being this deadly contractor, this deadly mercenary smuggler who is doing things in order. And normally when people have this rough past, you would think that they would be quiet about it, that they will only be loud when things are loud. But Revy's not like that, man. She is a loud bitch, dude. She yells, she squeaks, she squawks, dude. But it all pays off with her gunplay, man. And it's actually a good thing that she does that, because just imagine how if she was quiet and she let her guns do the talking most of the time. There's even times where she does be persuaded by people that tries to test her out, and she literally gives them warning signs, letting them know, hey, look, do you want me to tell you the truth? Do you want to go this route? You keep going this route, you are going to regret it. And these are when she's in a quote-unquote good mood. And it's warranted, because when she does play, man. When she shoots, when she goes in those sprees of her having her whole mind in check, when it comes to her being in the heat of battle, it's a whole new freaking ball game with her. And that's when you get glued into the screen of a whole action simulator by her just shooting people one on one. I don't think she ever missed a shot on this anime, if I'm not mistaken. This is what Keanu Reeves got the whole perception of John Wick, in my opinion. Quote me if I'm wrong on this, because she even has a nod to gear, which is called Two Hands. And if she's not the only gun person that can do this, then you also got Dutch. Dutch, he is also a gun-playing person, but he is like the brute in a way. He carries a shotgun, and he is a very smooth operator when it comes to things being, handled in line. He is also the contractor of this anime too, when it comes to him signing a contract of these bounties and just doing smuggling and just transferring cargo and stuff like that, just in case if Revy doesn't want to talk to any contractors. I like the Dutch's character. My only regret is that the fact that I wish that they showed more of him. They showed a couple of scenes where him and Revy and a few other people was in the heat of battle, but I felt like they should have shown more attachment to his character. But it's not a bad thing, because we know more about his backstory as the project continues that I really felt attachment for, which is what made me want more of his character in the first place. Then we have Benny's character. He is an information broker. He hacks things, gather information about certain contracts that people don't really know much about when it comes to doing these smuggling operations, or when things get bad. He is literally what would happen if things get too sticky for Revy and everybody else, and he finds a way out for them, a getaway plan, or a certain car. He's literally the exit point of them. And I thought he would be like the character that'll be in the sidelines, meaning I give a shit about. But they add a lot of good chemistry to his character. They add a lot of good humor to his character, and they add a lot of good dialogue to the character too. Because there are times where Rock would try to understand the three, and he would have his back against the wall because these people are not cut from the same cloth as Rock. So when he tries to understand them and when he has his back against the brick wall, this is when Benny comes in to try to comfort him, to let him know that, listen, the world will rotate no matter how you deal with things. So you have to try to see how you can help yourself when it comes to you being under pressure in a way possible. Thank God they had Benny on here, because I think Rock would have went AWOL a long time ago, and there was a lot of chances that could have happened. And the reason I'm saying that, because when we do enough pacing of these characters, this is when they give us more contracts in this project that they come across that is very deadly, very on the hinges of their life and death scenario. I mean, they come across the cartel, they come across the Yakuza, they come across the Russian mafia, they come across so many gang lords on here. And of course it doesn't end well. Of course there's gonna be a big body count, and they don't shy away at all when it comes to that type of shit. And I'd even tell you about the main boss on this anime, which is the Russian queen herself, Bella Laika. Bella Laika, man. Now, when I first seen this project in 2006, Bella Laika just seemed like a character that just demanded a lot, and I just really felt like this character was just a person to avoid from. That was it. I was young, right? But as I've gotten older, as I've came across a lot of women like this, as I came across the real world, this is when I saw Bella Laika again, for some reason I felt like a certain connection with her. I was like, damn, I kind of like Bella Laika. But this is in a good way and a bad way. The reason why I'm saying this is in a good way, because she's a very classy woman. She is the contract handler. She is a person that makes sure that Dutch them gets these contracts situated. She is the information handler herself. She calls the shots. She demands so much respect, and she doesn't even ask for it. As soon as you look at her, let's look at her face. Look at her freaking face. Just her presence alone makes you cringe, and it makes you question, man, what the fuck has this woman went through? She owns her own Russian mafia. If that's not even enough, called Hotel fucking Moscow. And then not only that, but when we get in deep depth of the character, it takes a while for us to see how she really is. But man, when she really does get to the verge of her holding a gun, that's when the whole anime turns upside down when it comes to the integrity of us being fearful. Because majority of times her own henchman does a job for her. So we feel that integrity by her just ordering people around and give us that big loop of just how important and just how deadly she is. But man, when she get her big, thick ass, I'm sorry, I fell in love with this character. I'm sorry. Let me start again. When she gets her behind up out of that chair and when she tries to get the job done herself, this paints you a new picture of her character. This gives you a whole new look of her integrity. And all it just does is just shows you how she does things when the operation isn't handled correctly. And it's not like she gets stressed out. She laughs about it. She cracks up. She be in a human mode about it, because it not just puts her on edge and it makes her feel a way that she has been, but it actually reminds her of the times when she actually feared for her life, when she had to wield a gun, when she was in the army. Dude, I fucking love Bella Laika. I love her so much. And the thing is, they don't give us a lot of depth of a character, but damn it, they gave us enough for us to be glued into her whole entire pacing of her character. This anime, like I mentioned, is filled with action, filled with blood and gore, filled with so much gunplay. If you like gun action, you're gonna love this on Black Lagoon. And they don't just shy away with that too. Like I said, they have so many interactions with other gangs, other mafias, other drug lords, and even criminals and drug masterminds to the point where they have gunplay, they have fist-to-fist combat, they have katana combat, they have so much things going on in this anime to the point where you're going to see a whole lot of things, maybe too much of it at times, because people do get their heads cut off, people do really get decapitated, people get killed with chainsaws. It's freaking crazy. They went above and beyond with literally every aspect of the anime to the point where they got very, very bold with the humor too. To the point where if you don't like racial humor, overweight humor, especially when it comes to homosexuality humor as well, because the F word is on here a lot. And I don't mean friends. They use the F word a lot. So for people who work for Sweet Baby Egg or people who support the woke culture, this anime may be the worst anime for you. You sensitive bastards. Especially when it comes to the racial humor. I love the racial humor in this anime because no race is safe. They make fun of Mexicans, they make fun of Russians, they make fun of blacks, they make fun of whites, they make fun of Japanese people, and they go above and beyond on this shit. When you watch Black Lagoon, you're gonna fucking trip, because we have came across so many animes now where they shy away from that stuff, and people ask if Black Lagoon could be remade or continue. No. If they continue Black Lagoon in this generation, it will be watered down. Let Black Lagoon stay in its lane, please. And give it into these action scenes, these big interactions when it comes to the altercations when things get bad. This is where we have a little bit of a disconnect with the fan base, because everybody have their own little favorite fighting scene when it comes to Revy and Rock and Ben and Dutch come across these altercations where it makes us get glued to the screen a lot. Everybody has their own little favorite, but my personal favorite is when they come across Roberta, the Colombian maid that is a deadly assassin, which is called the Bloodhound. When they come across her, bro, a lot of people got a boner for Roberta, but like I was afraid of Roberta. I felt like Roberta was very fucking OP, and when Roberta, when Roberta came across Dutch and everybody on there, they couldn't even take her down, and she was chasing them. It felt like a freaking horror movie. Yeah, that's like one of the only parts on the series where I really did feel like they could get killed off, because they bit off more than they can freaking chew. And getting in half into this project, that was when I thought that they couldn't show me any more that can make me feel as if, all right, the stakes was high at this point. Maybe we may have something that can calm me down. They do have some down moments, like when Rock goes back to his hometown and Revy tries to persuade him to try to talk to his family. And this is when they was beginning to show us the growth of these characters, because when the anime starts, Revy and everybody was being all hard towards Rock, and Rock was trying to prove himself, but we have grown enough to these characters to the point where they're beginning to express themselves, and Rock was understanding where Revy was coming from. And it's not like Revy wanted him to go back to his life, but it's because Revy knew that he was going down a dark path that he may regret not turning back from. And that made me feel, it made me grab some feels for her character, because I was like, you know what? When people try to act sentimental and they're known for being an asshole or known for being like very criminal mind-like, when things like this happen, I kind of laugh about it. But they have warranted the whole pacing of these characters of what they have went throughout the whole project, to the point where when the downtime happened, that was when the emotion had to take place. Not when they take a fucking vacation and they get laid or they drink booze and they try to question which person had the biggest penis or which girl had the fattest ass, which they kind of try to do that on this anime project where they came to the sexual humor. But they had the downtime of them expressing certain things that they have missed out on, things that they wish that they could have done, and above all, the things that they wish that they could have apprehended to prevent them from going in that dark life. And god damn it, we were so close of hearing that about Revy's character, but Bella Laika had to snap her out of it and put her back into reality, unfortunately. And by her being aware of this is when she was trying to tell Rock about the situation. Look, if it's too late for me, then it's not too late for you. There's still light in you. There's still some signs of humanity in you. And the reason why Revy is saying this, and they mention this a lot, and this is one thing I like about this anime too, is that they don't just show the emotional aspect of them being brain dead towards life by them killing people and doing these missions with no type of reconsideration of human life, but they show it in their eyes a lot. And it's not just in eyes of a person that is bloodthirsty, but sometimes it's the eyes of a mercenary, the eyes of a soldier, or maybe in eyes of a serial killer. Even wrapping this project up, they gave us the last few episodes by them putting us a lot more emotion to not just the characters that we know and love, but they showed us new characters as well that's in Japan by giving us pretty fast pacing towards them, but enough for us to care about their whole motivations. So when things get bad, they show us more of why they're doing the certain things, so we can care about them even more. I thought that was pretty smart, and they needed that, because if they was going to carry out the rest of the whole ending of the project, then we have to believe that the stakes are going to be high for them, so we can choose which side to go on. And they have done that here on this project. By the last couple of episodes, stakes were so high, emotions were so high, and the death count was getting so addicting to the point where I did feel like Revy was going to lose her life. I did feel like the new characters that I mentioned was going to lose their life. I did feel like Rock was going to lose his life a few freaking times. I feel like everybody was going to lose their life on the line, because not only that they was turning into the field of them having their back against the wall with the enemy, but there was times where they was going to turn on each other. But this is actually the life of what happens when you go across people like this. And they let you know this for Black Lagoon. No matter how much you like these characters, or no matter how much you want to feel and have emotional contact with these characters, remember where they came from. Remember what they're doing. And the only emotion I feel that attaching to is Rock, because he tries to give his goodness to everybody. But damn, it's like a moth in the flame. He keeps getting burned every single time. None of these characters except Rock, and kinda including Rock, is not good. And damn it, if you didn't want me to care about these characters, stop giving me emotion. Because when the emotions were so high in this anime, I really felt like I was gonna have a heart attack, if not cry. And I did cry a lot on this anime, especially by the end. Those last 5 minutes, that last action scene with Revy. Man, the stake, I don't even want to explain it, but man, overall, this anime, from what I remember back in 2006, was something that stuck with me. And by me revisiting it now, at an older age, by me being aware now of everything that this anime has came across with when it came to the detail, the choreography, the story, the attachment to the characters, and just everything when it comes to the action and the humor, everything about this anime has pulled me in to the point where I did not just feel attached to the anime again, but I felt more understanding of what this anime has came across with. I cannot wait to watch Roberta's Blood Trail, because I want to see how much I've missed on that project as well. If you have not seen Black Lagoon, I can forgive you, because at least this review can recommend you guys to check it out. I'm gonna have to give Black Lagoon a well-deserved rating in A+. Behold the first legendary rating I've gave this year. Give it another round of applause for that. Well, first anime review I give the legendary ratings. But anyway, I can't wait to review Roberta's Blood Trail. Stay tuned for that, because that's the next one I'm going to be reviewing this week. Other than that, that's all I have to say for today. Please stay tuned for my upcoming reviews and videos headed your way. This is Hugo, your critic teacher. And you guys, have a good day.